To employ or to subcontract? That is today's Q on Q&A Thursday. Hi, it's Kelly, it's Made in Business, and thank you so much for being here. Today we are answering a question that came via the Made in Business Facebook page from a lady called Nikki who asked me the following. I started my cleaning business in 2014 and it was the best thing I ever did. I'm starting to refuse work and I don't like it. I would like to be able to grow my cleaning business, but I'm not sure how. I don't know whether to employ somebody alongside me so I can take on more bookings or to use subcontractors when I get more busy periods. So first off, great question and thank you so much for sending it in, Nikki. I would like to answer your question with a question. And my question to you would be, where do you see your business in 12, 18 or 24 months from now? How you see the development of your business and the fantasies you have about your business in your mind's eye might very much help you decide whether a subcontractor or an employee would be your best route. But first, let's discuss a couple of the pros and cons for both employees and subcontractors. So the pros to employees are, they are your employees. You can therefore train them to your standards, have them use the products you want them to use, have them work to your standards and your procedures. You control the contract and you control the work. You also are the primary contact for the client. It is you that will go out and do the quote. It is you that will set up the clean. It is you that will spot check the clean. And it is you that, if there are any issues or complaints, will deal with them with the client. You are the primary holder of the relationship. There's great flexibility with contracts at the moment in the current marketplace. This might change after the general election this year, but currently in a cleaning business, 0 hours contracts and contracts to set contracts that you have with your clients are much more beneficial. Another great thing that the government has done for small businesses, and especially with the type of employees that work for cleaning businesses, is increased the tax threshold. So what this means for yourself, from an employee's point of view, is that generally you probably will not hit the employer's NICs and PAYE schemes. However, should your business boom or you decide to take on somebody full-time so that their hours exceed the national insurance and the tax rates, you do get a £2,000 rebate back a year via the HMRC, and there will be links below so that you can look into all of that. So, the cons of an employee. One of the main cons of having employees is that they might not come to work. You can get some employees that might open the kit and see that it's raining and don't want to come to work. They might get sick. Their children might get sick. Their hamster might die. There might be 1,000,001 reasons why somebody doesn't turn up for work on a morning. The problem that leaves you with is multiple cleans and not enough bodies to be able to fit them in. Another problem with employees and finding good employees I have found during my 7 years of being in the cleaning industry is that you get people that absolutely love to clean. It is their passion. They do it so well and with great pride and always deliver consistent results and good cleans. You also get a lot of people that think cleaning is easy. They see it as a stopgap job. They see it as a rubbish job. They see it as something they can do to pass the time until the career of their dreams come. And those type of people are more often than not very hard to manage, because when they have good days they will clean great and provide a great service, but when they have bad days or something's troubling them, they just become a nightmare, and you can spend more time managing an employee like that than you do actually developing your business. This one is a biggie. You are responsible for them. Point blank, end of discussion. You must make sure your invoicing is done on time. You must make sure that you are staying on top of your credit control, because come payday, that money needs to be in the bank to pay your employees. If it doesn't, you're going to have to start selling kidneys or other body parts, because to me personally, it's not acceptable that you have an employee and they're not paid on the date their contract says they will be paid. You also have to make sure your employees are fully insured You have to make sure your business is insured for having employees. You need to make sure your employees are trained and have basic health and safety and cost knowledge. And you also need to monitor them on a regular basis. You can't just set up a cleaner and hope for the best. You, as the boss of the business, must take responsibility for the standards of their work, their customer care, their customer attitude, and, well, everything that comes along with running a business and having employees. So the pros to having subcontractors are, you are not responsible for them. You are not responsible for their holiday pay, you're not responsible for employee benefits, you're not responsible for their insurance. Other than setting up them on the clean and having them invoice you, you have very little to do with them or their business model. You can have multiple bodies on site as and when you need them. So you can pick up people and let people go as contracts or hours dictate. By working with other subcontractors, you will be working with possibly another self-employed cleaner who's looking to develop his or her round into a bigger thing for themselves. So you will be helping out a fellow business person, yay, but you will also be developing and building relationships in your local area, and they might refer you for work and subcontract you and vice versa. And those people that are developing their own business will probably take very much pride in what they are doing and would want to do a good job so that you use them again and again. The cons of having a subcontractor is you are not responsible for them. You are not responsible for their cleaning standards. You will not be responsible for their customer delivery. You will not be responsible for what they turn up wearing on site. You will not be responsible for the products they're using. There are so many things you are not responsible for. Why would the client continue to use you when they find out that your cleaner is a subcontract? Why wouldn't your client just cut you out and go straight to the subcontractor? What value add are you bringing to the client? So by that, I mean, what are you bringing to the party? Because if you're not bringing anything to the party, why are you there? Another important point, and again, this is a legal important point about subcontractors, if you are using a subcontractor and you are using just the one subcontractor and using them on a very regular basis and they do not work for anybody else, you could get yourself into very hot water with the HMRC. They could potentially be classed in a tribunal situation or in a pay dispute or anything that you could be reported for as an employee, because you have blurred the line between subcontractor and employee, and there are a few things that you should be aware of. There will be a link below for all the legalities on subcontractors versus employees to help shed a little bit more light on that situation and stop you ever getting into trouble. Now, I do and have used subcontractors in my cleaning business, but they tend to be carpet cleaner subcontractors, window cleaner subcontractors, oven cleaning subcontractors. I bring other people with different specialities that are tied in to my business, but are not in direct competition to my business. I prefer to train my own staff. I prefer to put them through a system where I know everybody's gone through the same training and is being developed in the same way. I find it much more calming for my soul personally. I feel that if you are looking to grow and develop a cleaning business and you see yourself with, maybe 3 to 5 employees and running a certain area in your local region, I would suggest employing people rather than using subcontractors. I would align subcontractors as a fail-safe should your employee ever have the sickness, no-show, hamster diet situation, etc. But I would predominantly try to get my own person. In the advert you can state it's for 4 hours or 3 hours or whatever it is that you have, and that you will be building those hours as you go. It would also be very important that you stipulate that in interview with your potential cleaner, should they have to have a certain hours requirements for working families tax credits or housing benefits, so on and so forth. If you are thinking of going more down the agency route, and by this I think made to clean as a business model. So basically they go out, they do the marketing, they do the leaflet dropping, they do the administration, hold the contract with the client, but they use self-employed cleaners to go out to the client's house and do the work. That would be an almost similar situation you could get yourself into if you use subcontractors. So again, I would go right back to the beginning of this video to my very first question, which would be, where do you see your business 12, 18 or 24 months from now? Do you see it developing as a business and a brand that maybe one day you could franchise, or you could sell, or you could develop into a bigger service? Or do you want to have an agency where you are predominantly a desk worker, not involved with the cleaners, and also you have subcontracted cleaners that are working to their own standards, methods, products, etc, etc. I hope this has helped shed a teeny bit of light on what is a very big question, and one I see very often on the message boards I follow in LinkedIn and Google Plus and so forth. If you out there have a question about your cleaning business, be it about its sales, its branding, your strategy, how to grow it, how to shrink it, how to franchise it, please contact me by any of the means that you will see here, and I will be happy to feature it in a Q&A Thursday. I will be back here on Tuesday when we will be talking about whether to stay as a clean and round and develop its profitability, or is it worth growing it into a business? Because one thing I will tell you that business books often don't, and I've experienced, growth hits. And we're going to talk about that next Tuesday. So please hit that little red button below and subscribe to the channel. Give us a thumbs up and be nice. And you can also check out the website for other videos and plenty more blog posts on how to run a cleaning business. Until next Tuesday, bye bye.